how to succeed no matter where you live. On this channel, we talk a lot about exploring opportunities and adapting to the changing world. Each time I talk about opportunities available in Africa for young people to explore, there is often that person that leaves a comment like, "This is not applicable in Africa. It only works in developed world." Or, "How does this apply to someone living in rural areas?" To respond to this, I'll share from my personal experience building a business while living in a rural part of Africa. I hope that someone at a certain place in their life right now will find it helpful. Before we get to it, be sure to subscribe to After School Africa for more insightful videos like this. Moving from urban to rural life. First, I'll have to admit I had some privileges many young people born and living all the life in a rural area did not have. I was born and raised in the city and attended up to my primary school education in the city before moving to the rural eastern part of Nigeria for my secondary and higher education. Regardless, growing up was a big struggle for survival, where the one thing that kept my family going was hope for a brighter future. During my school days, I was above average, featuring among the top performing students at every level. Even when I was losing interest in academic education during my university days and studied less, I still came out of every exam hall victorious. Then, after my youth service, things went so bad that my parents had to relocate to the village. I had just started my first business on the internet, had no money, and couldn't afford to rent an apartment. How was I to continue my business in the village with terrible internet connection? All the same, I've always had the attitude that there is always a way. So I moved to live in the rural part of the country and had to figure out ways to continue building my business for the next 3 years. The challenges of surviving in a rural environment. To use my phone, I had to step out of the house to find network that was strong enough to load pages. To get to the internet cafe, I had to journey for 2 hours. It was no pleasant experience. You see, living in a rural area has a lot of disadvantages. While dealing with the poor infrastructure, it can be difficult to find like minds, people to mentally connect with in line with where you want your life to be heading. People will misinterpret you as being arrogant when you decide to take more alone time to be productive. But these are some of the sacrifices you'll have to make when you're trying to get yourself out of a limiting environment. Find the will to success regardless of where you live. You see, I'm a firm believer of taking whatever life deals you and finding your way out of the maze. Isn't that what life is all about? When life throws lemon at you, you turn it into cool lemonade. We can talk about all the challenges and obstacles you may be facing and have you feel good that it's not your fault. But nothing will change. You'll simply go back to accept the mediocre life, living in the hope that someone is coming to save you. Unfortunately, no one is coming to save you. But the good news is there is help out there in form of opportunities. You just have to prepare and position yourself to access these opportunities. I've met, interviewed, and read emails of hundreds of ordinary people who won hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of scholarship. Many of them went through the entire application process while living in a rural area. One talked about how he'll wake up early in the morning to walk to the cyber cafe where he could fill and submit his application. Now, scholarship is not for everybody. You need to have above average academic performance among other criteria to qualify. But that's just one example. While I was working from the village, I was delivering services to thousands of people in all continents of the world. Within the space of 3 years, I was financially capable to move back to the city where I could hire talent and expand my business. I was able to achieve this by looking for and developing the skills for tools that are freely available out there. From there, I've been exposed to a lot of opportunities to work with global brands like Google, Microsoft, Unicaf, to name a few. Again, where there is will, there is a way. Change your environment. According to several scientific studies, about 99% of your life is determined by your genetics, your upbringing, and your early environment. And these are things you have zero control over. We are largely influenced by nature and nurture. However, and even more importantly, your present environment continues to influence you throughout your lifetime. So you can significantly alter your life as an adult by changing your environment. If you believe your environment is self-limiting, remember the saying by Jim Rohn: if you don't like where you are, move. You are not a tree. You have a brain, 2 hands and 2 legs. You can steer yourself in the direction you choose. If you don't have the means to change location, then make moving your goal and then use every resources you can lay your hands on to positively facilitate your movement. From the moment I knew I was moving down to the village, I made a commitment to return back to the city. I saved and invested every effort and resources towards making that goal possible. Even after I lost my first bulk check from a client, up to 1,800 euros lost to fraudsters who intercepted my check, I didn't waste another moment to get back to work to recover what I had lost. The incident extended the period I had to stay back, but it was 3 years of life-changing lessons and experience. Stop looking for excuses. Some people are just cynics. Tell them exercise is good for a healthy life, and they'll tell you, what about people who don't have legs? Tell them they need to practice gratitude. They'll tell you, what about those living in war-torn zone? This type of people will always find a way to devalue any suggestion to live a more responsible life. Please don't be like these people. Forget about people that are not able to watch this video for now. Think about you. If you want to make excuses, you'll always find a lot of it. If you want to get results, you'll find a way. You cannot have both. You have to choose between excuses and results. I just want you to know that you can make a change for the better, starting with shifting your attention from what's wrong to what's possible. Africa is a land of opportunities. That's a big deal. An even bigger deal is that you're no longer limited to national boundaries. You can be anywhere in the world and transact with people on the other side of the globe. The thought of this immense opportunity gives me goosebumps. It's just unimaginable. Late last year, my neighbor who lost his job and was jobless for about 3 months got a job at an oil company in UAE, right from his bedroom. He applied, attended the interview and received his appointment letter without leaving his home. The good news is that you can start small to explore the enormous opportunities of the internet. You can apply for scholarships, enroll for online classes, learn a new skill, apply for jobs, start a business, or connect with people around the world from wherever you live. If you can watch this video, then you can do all of that and more. Just stop making excuses. Take responsibility. Africa needs you to be more productive. Your family and friends need you to succeed. We all need you to succeed. Don't let us down. If you found this video helpful, we'll appreciate if you like and share it with someone. If you're yet to subscribe to After School Africa, now's a good time to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, your success matters.